Okay, now we're ready, I've just been told. So, everyone, I hope you have all refreshed yourself, taken a break, and come back to get ready for a glory. No, that's not right. A quest, I meant to say. I meant to say a quest. A quest for Glory 5. Rainault and David, take it away.
Hello again, Speedromizer. I am Rainault. My pronouns are he, him, and I am back for another speedrun, but this time with a race. I am joined by David. I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am David. TKI. Yeah. Longtime member of the Quest for Glory community.
Yep. And another longtime member of the community providing commentary for us, Lemming. You introduce yourself.
Hello, I actually ran this for a couple Speedromizers back, and the Quest for Glory 5 Speedromizer submissions will continue until morale improves. So it's back and less content than ever, I suppose.
Yeah, as little as we can provide without violating the rules of the category. But yes, this is Quest for Glory 5, the fifth and final game of the adventure RPG series by Sierra. So yes, David and I are going to be racing the 80% no major skips category, which means we're going to be completing all 7 rites of rulership and defeating the dragon in the end. There will still be shenanigans, and I'm actually here on the world map for just a brief demonstration, introduction to one of the most important glitches in the game, which is a wrong warp. And an important aspect of the wrong warp is going to be a glitch in the game that allows you to take a random encounter and move it to a different save. So I'm going to demonstrate. So here I'm on the world map, and what I can do is I can pull up the character screen, and then I can sleep at any time. And if I sleep twice, you'll see that this dialog box pops up that warns me that a random encounter is about to happen. And so then it takes me to the random encounter, and then I can fight them, or I can escape, and then I'm back on the world map. And so I'm going to do that one more time, except this time I'm going to load a different save. And here I'm just somewhere else in the world, and you still see the dialog box pop up, because the random encounter is still queued to happen. And so then I click OK, and it yoinks me out of wherever I was on anywhere else in the world. And then when I leave this room, now I'm on the world map. So this is going to be used throughout the run to allow us to move very quickly, because running around in this game is very slow. There are a lot of other important details about how this glitch works, but I at least wanted to demonstrate the basics there, just to demonstrate how encounters can be transferred between saves. I also need to quit the game for reasons that are hard to explain right now, but I do need to be on a fresh launch of the game. Yes. Any other comments either of you two want to provide before we get started here?
No, we'll explain the category here in a little bit. It's any percent of extra steps, and those extra steps are really fun. So I hope you enjoy.
All right, I'm on the character select screen. Ready to go.
And, yep, both of us are going to be playing Wizard because magic is busted. We're going to be using a bunch of spells to do some fun things throughout the game, and some broken things. But yeah, if David, you're ready, well, we can let Lemming count us in.
All right. Hit play on 3, 2, 1, go. And immediately they're going to have an option to go to Samaria, a wonderful town, or danger. We go for danger. It's dangerous, but it's fast. It gets us back to the overmap where we can set up the wrong warp that Rainault demonstrated before the run. So they're going to put a save file in a strategic spot. What David's doing is giving himself, and Rainault, they're giving themselves a bit of a audio reminder for themselves. There are, for purposes of a simple explanation, 3 different types of random encounter pre-rendered backgrounds they can pull from, and they want to remember which one in particular they need for reasons that'll become wacky later. But for now, the plot has to happen. The plot is this: the king has been killed by an assassin, boo, but we need a new one, and the way they make new kings in Samaria is they have a big heavy meritocracy-focused contest. But like any good contest based on meritocracy, we do need a huge pay-up fee to begin with to keep the riffraff out. So we're going to sell some spells to a Liontar. What is a Liontar? It's like a centaur. Half horse, half person. A Liontar is half lion, half...
Which part of him is horse?
Half Tar. This gives us enough money for the entrance fee and a little bit of extra money left over for some important magical doodads that'll be coming up later, primarily for quality of life purposes, but we'll try to address them when we can. So they are rushing towards the bank to pay their entrance fee for the rights of rulership. This is where the category name comes in. We are doing all rights, which involves actually doing every right needed to become king and then slaying the dragon of Dragonfire fame at the end. All manner of tech and other shenanigans are allowed as long as we complete these rights in the order that they were given. We will get a little cute with that wording.
Yeah, sure.
So here we are, cutscenes. We get to meet all of our other contestants. Rainault's gonna fire a fireball into this guard's face for reasons that are very strategic and partially funny. But he has just completed his first wrong warp. He initiated a random encounter and went back to his original save file, so we have our current status while also on the overmap. The overmap's pretty slow. We want to find different ways to mitigate having to do conventional walking here as often as we can. Wrong warps are huge for that. But we do have some other tricks that'll help out as well. One smaller
Passage!
Woohoo! Northwest Passage! On David's screen, you will see he quit out from a save and then reloaded that save after logging back in, which makes the game move extra fast, but only if you are going northwest. If you are not going northwest, you are going slow. So you have to trigger that skip in a particular area. You're seeing some route variants here. David is going for a slower but more reliable option, which may pay off for him in the end, because what Rainault's going to do is a little riskier, and if it works in a timely manner, he'll be basking in glory of the quest and speedy variety. But it does require some tech, which you will see later, which can be a little kooky. David here, he's going for the conventional shopping list here. We do need some... Gosh, they are Pegasus feathers. This is for a right later on. Technically, we are on the right of freedom. That's the first one.
That's not good.
And Rainault hasn't hit a random encounter, and because of the shenanigans we're doing, he does not want to get a particular room there, which is why he's going for a safe reload from earlier in the game. He does not want to deal with basically having his oversimplifying. He does not want his random encounter groove thrown off. Now, he has just set up... Ooh, second try. This is a hard glitch. So, quick overview. Wizards can levitate. They cannot move horizontally while they levitate unless they are getting smacked by a force bolt of their own making while they're levitating. So he is now skywalking up to the relevant area. He is going to make fetch happen by casting fetch from a very far area, grabbing the feathers, and he is right on track. On David's screen, you have seen him complete the Right of Freedom, which is basically defeating some Roman invaders and grabbing their little sigil for the village. You may have noticed he didn't actually defeat anybody, but, you know, if you steal their special coin, then they have to give up. That's how war works. And you can see David picking up that beeswax as well. Again, these are some ingredients for one of the rights later on in the game. It just helps when you're out in the overmap in these general areas to do a little bit of preliminary shopping, you might say. David is running towards the inn, and the best character in the entire franchise, No Man. We don't get to do too much of No Man, unfortunately, in this version, but the inn is something of a central hub. We can rest here if we so choose. Sometimes on the bed, sometimes not.
Speaking of which,
yes.
you can jump on the bed, and if anybody wants to donate to see that, then I'm all ears.
That's actually a great way to even the playing field, because that jump animation takes many, many seconds. So if you want to make it a closer race, do so with money.
Tell either of us, say whether you want me or David to jump on the bed in your donation comment, and we will happily do so. You'll have the opportunity for that through most of the run.
Speaking of donations, sorry to interrupt, we received a $1 donation from Tempest that says, "Hey all, as dinner winds down, not winter. Hey all, as dinner winds down and the evening approaches, I feel it's well worth wishing my good pal David a very happy Father's Day. Best of luck, pal."
Yeah,
Thank
happy
you,
Father's
Steve.
Day.
Happy Father's Day. You might not notice it if you haven't played the game before, but the guards typically do not enthusiastically run towards you to accept your quest MacGuffin, unless you hit them with a fireball, in which case they are terribly mad at you and they are trying to kill you. However, they are professionals, and if you do give them their important quest MacGuffin, they are obliged to actually complete the quest for you. So that's why we decide to aggro them. That way, the quest markers come to us a little bit. Rainault is going to be doing a little bit of shopping here. He needs some healing pills for combat later on.
That's
He's
poison
also
cure
going to
pills,
pick
actually.
up. And oh yeah, just the poison cure pill. I forgot you play it. You live dangerously.
I play fast and loose. Oh yeah.
I am not gonna play with that kind of risk. I'm taking the healing pills. Hades does not.
For what it's worth,
not
I also
take
take the healing
prisoners.
pills. Rainault's the one who is the
I
only
am
one that's
perhaps foolishly overconfident.
this level of bold. Yeah. So we're picking up important stuff: poison cure pills, pizza, small fish. Okay, they're anchovies, but you have to lead a small fish. All for fun tools later on. Oops. And David, since he was hurt, has to be politely healed, but that takes time. Julinar, no. Rainault is off to the plot, which is the right of conquest. He's going to kill
Ready
a general
for
to stop the war.
Vuvuzelas?
Oh,
There they are.
Vuvuzela Island, here we are. Crank that volume. Get nostalgic for World Cups of yesteryear. Fortunately, wizards are really efficient killers due to some shenanigans with Frostbite. Didn't get stuck on the Roman invaders at the stairwell. Very good, very good. Frostbite in this game is cracked. You are going to see health bars melt pretty much immediately. Rainault is going to dispatch 3 Roman invaders, which will trigger a fight with a centaur wizard. It's protracted and goofy and basically a mini boss, but thanks to an in-game joke, we can just explode him. Delightful. And a little frostbite on the general, grab his shield as proof, and warp on out of there. Rainault also snuck in a throwing spear, which we'll use later on as well. There's a lot of little shopping to do. A lot of great ways to lose a run if you're not careful when you are doing this more often. We're going to show a painting of a balloon to Gnome Anne to inspire her about, I guess, how balloons work. Again, helpful. Rainault is also
Yeah, she's gonna do a job
here.
that's so-so.
No man would like that. Her whole name's a pun.
She actually says that.
You'll see things like Rainault blasting Frostbite on his way back to the castle. That's because all of our health and stamina and magic comes back, which is nice because these guards do like to politely jab us with spears. Oh,
I blew through my mana bar. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
how we doing? Do you have how many Romans do we got left? Oh no, Centaur Wizard.
When was my last save?
It should autosave if you just die and restore. It should start you inside the fortress.
Okay. I will take the death then. Thank you.
Speaking of taking a death, Rakesh, our Liontar friend from a couple games past, just took a poison knife to the gut. We actually saved him with poison cure. And I know we typically don't concern ourselves with these kind of altruistic actions in any percent style runs. However, saving him is faster than letting him slowly die of poison. So that's why we pick up
Despite my
poison
best
cure.
efforts, I'll have you know.
Oh yeah, no, we tried really hard to find a contrived reason that he has to die in the speedrun. But no. So Rainault is on to the Rite of Valor, which is killing a Hydra, classic Greek mythos stuff. And we need a magic weapon and a fire-based attack to properly do that. We do actually have a magic weapon, the magic axe from the general that we dispatched. This was a game made by primarily adventure game developers. They did not take into account such things as attack animations, and that axe takes ages to hit. It's DPS poison. Now, magic
To be more
spears,
specific,
however,
the axe has a huge wind-up, but not much of a cooldown, whereas the spear strikes quickly and then has a long cooldown.
correct. Now, fortunately, the long cooldown is really not an issue because we do have animation cancel tricks for after the spear connects and does damage. The Rainault in particular is actually really good at just grinding down the Hydra with just gentle little magic spear pokes. Right now we're taking a gondola to Science Island. It's a silly place, and they like contrived puzzles to get there, so we use a throwing spear we picked up to make a lever. We are going to cast spells to make the lever stop, so we can get on the gondola faster. And we have to take a quiz to prove that we are a good scientist, which for 1998, that means a lot of dumb science puns, a lot of goofy science puns, and a couple of Star Trek jokes, like you do. Oh, it's funny
I'm gonna
enough,
make a
this
quick
whole
safety
section.
save here, just in case.
Yeah, Rainault likes to play around with casting the open spell to confuse the game into basically warping you to a door. Ooh, there we go. He's also setting up a crane for a basically an airship we're making later. So you can see that happening in the background while he rapid fire answers nerdy Star Trek joke quizzes, which he already knows exactly where all the correct answers are going to be on the screen, so he just has to adjust his cursor appropriately and click.
One thing I want to point out is that both of us put some of our starting points into swimming, so we're not going to have to detour into the famous adventurers school in order to learn how to swim.
Swimming is one of 2 new skills they introduced for this final game in the series, and normally, yes, as David points out, the way you learn how to swim is you just read about it in a book. So the only way to get to Hydra Island is to do it Icarus style, which is a beautiful little cutscene, but Rainault's going to skip it because, hey, time. And he's going to do that by using our traditional wrong warp, which basically warps us back to the last wrong warp he set up, which was conveniently by the village of Naxos, which he went to way back in the original Rite of Freedom. You can see a little bit about what we're talking about, though. This Icarus stuff is for the birds. This takes forever. He just kind of has to flap all the way to the island. But we're just about there. This fight is hard. It's not actually hard in the game casually, but we're speedrunners. We make it hard. Normally, you need help to defeat the Hydra. You need the help of franchise regular Elsa von Spielberg to either fight the Hydra or burn its heads off. We are going to do both because we can't wait for her. To do that, Rainault does have to pull off that Skyrunner glitch again, which is, for a reminder, a levitate and get hit by your own force.
First try.
Ooh, beautiful.
Whoa.
He's also managed to spam a bunch of little wards and protection so he doesn't die. I don't do it this way. This way is terrifying. I spam healing pills. David's going to spam healing pills. But Rainault is pretty good at this. Ooh, uh-oh. One of these heads stuck back on. So Elsa has shown up. We typically don't like her to be helpful. A couple of things Rainault can do. He can either reload and try again. Maybe you want Elsa to help. Her help is a bit of an RNG.
I'll take a death here, I think.
However, I think so. Elsa does not have the best sword swacks. She tends to get 1 or 2 good hits in. Then she gets spammed by Hydra Fire, and then she has to run off and heal. If you have to rely on her and you see that time ticking away, it's not a great feeling.
Oops. Wrong answer.
Oh no, David's not up to date on his DS9.
All right, safety save this time. There we go.
Beautiful. Yeah, do that lemming style. Save right before you line up your levitate rock. Oops. There we go. 1 head down. I gotta say, the verticality of this trick is also
I need to do that
rough
again.
for me. You want to levitate a little bit, but not too much. So normally you're supposed to go to either of these plateaus to kill the Hydra heads on the side, and then the middle one you can kill after the other 2 are dead. We're kind of tricking the game by raising the hero's model a little bit, but if you go too high, then you can't kill all the heads at once. Rainault's going for safety here. We're going to burn off 2 of these, and now he can just dispatch this last head from the nice ground, which is a lot less glitchy. Careful not to hit Elsa with that firebolt. She will kill you out of spite. She's the worst. Some great squelching noises on Rainault's screen here. I don't know if you can hear that, and if not, let's keep it on David's for that Hydra squelching noise later on. Now, to prove that we did the Rite of Valor, we have to give Hydra teeth to the King Council. We're going to give those teeth to Elsa. She was really helpful, and she really appreciates that. So she's going to actually win this rite. That's fine. Now, we have to complete the rites in order. Complete the rites in order. We do not have to perform all of the actions for a rite in a linear fashion. Rainault is going to go off script here a little bit from the traditional casual game and set up 2 other rites after this, primarily the Rite of Destiny, which comes right after this. You have to learn your destiny from a remote island, for which you need that airship that we are cobbling together. And then while we're at it, we are going to set up a very late rite, the Rite of Peace, where the Samarians have been at war with some mer people for reasons I don't remember, and we have to squash that whole beef. And we can do both of those things to basically the 99% completion. As long as you don't give those right MacGuffins to the guards, then it's not a big deal. So we're going to do that because we are already in the area anyway. We want to do shenanigans with the blimp, Northwest Passage stuff. You can see Dave. Ooh, I kind of like David's approach here. He's saving some time by warping back down to the Hydra head he defeated. So a bit of a safer
And I'm
approach,
letting
but still saving some
Elsa
time.
take the right head.
That's fine with me because now everyone can see. Oh, Elsa, you're getting a little. Elsa's doing okay. I shouldn't have.
This
said
is
that out
actually
loud.
slow. Come on.
She's gonna take that personally.
Come on.
All right, Elsa. Yeah, no, heal. You can't die, but sure, no, take a break to heal, Elsa. It's fine. You'll find Rainault back on Science Island because we are going to set up our airship. It's a hot air balloon with a gondola tied to the bottom. You know, you improvise. It's sciencey stuff. So already got his gondola. He's going to put together a sheet that he had no man put together. She's so great. And then do a couple of other little protections to make sure it actually functions properly as a hot air balloon. And then you can actually use the Northwest Passage glitch of saving, quitting out, and loading back in to make your Northwest movement go very funny fast.
I
Again,
forgot
to
to
get
give
to
Elsa
our
the
particular
teeth.
Destiny Island. Oh no. David will unfortunately have to take a walk of valor, which is like a walk of shame, only he is doing valorous deeds. He'll have to take a walk of valor back to the palace to actually turn that right in, instead of what Rainault will get to do, which is go to bed. At which point, the guards will knock on their door and say Elsa won, and they will warp you to the palace. Nice little time save there.
I think
You can
I
see
locked
Rainy-
out one of the encounter rooms.
Oh, did you?
Only one.
Okay, well, just one, then that's fine.
Sorry to interrupt. We just received 2 donations. The first one is a $5 donation from Brother to Drummer that says, Lemming doing awesome with commentary. Go David, go Rainault. You think you have won, do you? And the other one is a $30 donation from Kinkajou Legend that says, I said earlier that I'd donate the amount of deaths in Elephant Collection plus respawns in Star Sign. Well, I forgot to count, so here's 30. Disco never dies. That was also to saying yes to Disco.
Very good.
Say
Very
yes
good.
to
Thank
disco.
you, drummer. The in-jokes will become apparent for all of you because it involves unskippable villain dialogue. Rainault is going to set up one more wrong warp encounter by setting up a battle right next to this skull-looking icon. That's Hades. We're going to go there next. Great place. Rainault, did you remember to eat your fruit?
I will.
Okay. At a certain point, you can't rest for long portions at a time because you are hungry. So just chomping on a banana will solve that, which is a little true to life. So we are going
thought they
to
were
solve
apples.
the whole apple. It is like a whole. It's a whole platter there. I guess you can kind of role play whichever.
Excuse me,
which one
fellas?
you eat. Just let's scooch past these mer people. Now it looks like Rainault is swimming. He's actually drowning with style. We have not yet gotten a water-breathing amulet, which we get at a later rite. But fortunately, he is moving very, very quickly by doing some animation canceling with it looks like the open spell. So basically, he's doing one whole half of a breaststroke, canceling the last one, which would honestly be Olympic level, like hacking, if you could pull that off in real life. So athletes take note. Now, the way you solve peace is you just swim over to the Queen of the Mer people and talk a little bit about how you were a great prophecy man. And she's like, yeah, all right, we can cool it on the whole war thing. So now Rainault gets to go to bed. Yay! For him, the Rite of Valor will be completed because the guards will bang on his door. They will, like professionals, not murder him on the way over to the palace, but they will, of course, sharpen their spears again once the rite is done. And that is the Rite of Valor done, which moves you right into it's the Rite of
Destiny.
Destiny. Yes, we're not doing Hades yet. Destiny. Now, Rainault has already done most of his great Destiny. You can see David getting his Destiny right now. We skip to the text box. It's not too important. Let's give our Destiny coin back to the guards, get right back in that palace, and complete the next rite. The Rite of Destiny. Woohoo!
That was easy.
And now we're on to, I think it's called the Rite of Courage, because going into Hades is scary. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's scary casually. It's more of a nuisance.
It's a little scary in the
speedrunners.
speedrun as well.
So, good on Rainault. He set up his wrong warp. He is going to poof to this encounter room he set up specifically for Hades.
And then, ouch.
There we go. He's going to grab some weird, bloody, murky water from this dead guy part of the river. That seems obtuse. It is obtuse. You learn these kind of things from NPCs, but the developers let you do these things if you just happen to know how they work, and then they just change the text boxes if the hero doesn't know what's happening, which leads us to the Speedrunner's Creed. All rise for the Speedrunner's Creed. It seems like an odd thing to do, and you're not really sure why you're doing it, but clearly you have nothing better to do. And that's kind of my connection with this whole hobby. I don't know about the rest of you, but that speaks to me.
Absolutely.
Now, we all know our Hades lore. Once we open up that door, we have best boy Cerberus here waiting for us. 2 ways that you're supposed to deal with Cerberus in the casual play. You can either fight him or feed him. Each of his heads wants a different snack. It's kind of funny. We're not going to be doing that. We're just going to walk backwards into Hades and face the gods while doing so. Cerberus cannot handle our funny pathing. So this is hell. It's about what you'd expect. A couple of protective wards that Rainault set up, I believe, are because you are going to just jump off this cliff instead of levitating down. Is that the idea?
No, I am going to levitate. It is slightly faster.
Okay. Really?
But the resistance is definitely for safety.
In earlier times, we used to just jump off this thing, which was comically reckless. Because sometimes a skeleton right here would just gently poke the last sliver of health you have left after jumping off the cliff.
And
so
it's not even
the
faster.
thing is, if you stick 50 into strength and wear the Atlas band, you probably have the health to survive that.
Fun fact, this is how David crushed me in a race of Quest for Glory 5 one year. So Hades used to be a lot worse. You know, as you can see, it's a lot of just running around. We are here to get River Styx water to prove that we went to Hades and back, so everyone can go, wow, brave king. Let's make him our king. We used to also have to go to a different altar to resurrect one of 2 past kind of not love interests of the hero. And now we don't do that at all, because remember, wrong warps. This is actually the original application of the wrong warp that David found.
Yes, because to demonstrate, I can't magnet out right now.
Nope. This was the inspiration for finding the wrong warp, which David at the time coined Soul Yeet. Because, you know, at the time, we were just trying to get our soul back out of Hades. And we would just yeet that sucker out of there with a bit of loading shenanigans. And then from there, you know, I think it actually took a few months, but later on, runners, I think Rainault, you and Jakobine were the ones that primarily opened this up, right?
I'm trying to remember exactly who it was.
Crow may have also been involved?
Yeah, it was, Jakobine, Crow, Miller was involved. It was kind of a feverish day of all of us just trying to figure out how to use it to break the any percent category, which, thanks to your generous donations, we will be showing off.
Coming soon. I love this line. It looks like water to me. You're not going to validate Styx water. Come on. They don't get paid enough for that. So once again, right shenanigans. Rainault has to complete the Rite of Peace, which we did. We squashed that beef with the Mermen, the Tritons, and we have the MacGuffin to prove it. Guards, if you would be so kind. So Rainault is going to be entering the last rite, the Rite of Justice, which is the whole, an assassin killed our king. We should probably look into that. So we need to find and dispatch the assassin of the king. At which point, that will trigger end game, more or less. All sorts of extra villainy will come to light, and we will finally have to dispatch a dragon, which the game has been... There we go. The game tried to ban David from feeding the dogs, but he's going to face the gods and walk backwards in the Hades.
It didn't work. So...
Oh. Okay, there we go.
I attacked him to provoke him and then ran past.
Yeah, the old version of that is just to square up with Cerberus and then just juke him.
Also, I was not prepped to actually levitate down this ledge, so I'm going to jump down.
Rainault, I'm going to be real. I was looking at David's screen. Did you already kill the assassin? Because sometimes it does go
I
that
did.
fast.
I'm also going to jump on the bed.
It's a blink and you'll miss its thing. Once all of the previous rites have been done, the assassin will...
Ow.
That synced up really well with David's more harrowing jump. But he lived!
I stuck 50 into strength on character creation just to survive that jump.
Very wise, very wise. It's either that or just cranking up your mana pool. So Rainault is going to find out that Minos, you remember Minos from earlier in the run? Surely? No? Okay, whatever. Anyway, he was behind it all. He just warped out of there. So we're going to go to his house and fight him and settle accounts. So, you know, again, we have a lot of tricks up our sleeves. Magic is pretty busted in Quest for Glory 5, so Frostbite takes care of some of these hired goons. We have a calm spell to make them all chill. Hired goons? We have an open spell to open this gate. We have calm spells to make all these guys chill out for a little bit while we get on with our day. Ooh, nice and smooth on that kind of animation clip into the door. The more Centaur Wizards, as fun as it would be to explode them, it's slow. So we'll be nice and just calm them down and go right to the main room.
We'll explode one of them.
Yay! They worked really hard on this animation. So Rainault's gonna handle a couple of basically script requirements to trigger a cutscene, which is taking care of 2 goons, this Minotaur, and opening a door, which he just did at the power of open and the trigger spell. And that gets into this iconic community cutscene here, which is not skippable.
Say the line, Minos.
Say the line.
You think you have won, do you? You are mistaken. I will not be defeated. I will.
By the way, last chance. Does anybody want me to jump on the bed?
I hold the prophecy stone in my hands. When it breaks, the dark dragon will rise to destroy all of Silmaria.
Minos went from being probably the least remarkable villain in the franchise to, at least among us group, probably the most iconic, just because we have to hear his ridiculous speech over and over again when you're grinding this down. Whee! And he's managed to end himself with a jump from the first floor. I don't know exactly how that works, but in his demise, we have unleashed the dark dragon that will destroy all of Samaria, because, you know, if he can't roll it properly in mind, he'll destroy it. Yeah.
On my screen, the assassin's hiding just off screen right here.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
And he's gone.
He's gone. Remember that spot for later. Dragon is a 2-part fight. We have to push this idol back up to set up proper dragon killing conditions. And we're going to whittle it down to half health. With glitches, you can actually get it down to a little bit of sliver, but these days it's really not worth it. So now we are going to trigger the second phase, where once again Rainault is going to do his darndest to line up a frostbite in the correct way to take that dragon down, which does involve one nice little trick just to bring it all home. Let's see if we can get that lineup. It can be tricky. That's looking good. We got a bit of the animation trigger there. Yeah, I think that's it. So we have a dispatch dragon. Rainault froze the dragon in place by triggering the menu, which stops characters from moving, but doesn't stop Frostbite from doing its thing. So time is going to come up for Rainault when he accepts or declines the Throne of Silmaria, which is going to come up in a little bit here. First we dance.
Just a couple more seconds, and time.
Well done.
Nicely done.
What was the time?
Very fast.
That looked like a 29 flat to me, I think.
Okay. Considering I flubbed the Hydra fight a couple times, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, the past couple of years, we've gone from what, like, you know, high 40s
it was like around
to
42 to 44 when I started learning the run, and that was when it was basically no glitches. And yeah, now world record is 2650.
Yeah, I really love where this run is at. It might be my favorite of our 5 entries so far. So I think we have audio on David, which is great, because if you didn't get the whole glorious villainy monologue, you're gonna get it again. Hey, if you want to see all the stuff we did, look at Rainault's screen. This game shows you all the deeds you did, and we did a respectable amount. I mean, this game is actually pretty side quest loaded, so you can see all this other stuff that kind of hints at what you could do in a replay, which I appreciate. Remember these lists for our upcoming any percent run.
All right, Minos is going to say the line again.
Say the line, Minos.
Say the line.
You think you have won, do you?
Yes.
You are mistaken. I will not be defeated. I will destroy everything and you both will die. I hold the prophecy stone in my hands. When it breaks, the dark dragon will rise to destroy all of Silmaria. If I cannot rule what is rightfully mine, then I shall destroy it. You cannot stop me. No one can stop me. I am your doom.
The floor can stop you. Ooh.
So yeah, his name is Minos. We often just refer to him as Doom or Your Doom in the Quest for Glory community, which you should join. We're nice. Even if you don't speedrun, we're nice. We just like talking about these games.
Oh, yeah.
So we have another dragon to dispatch on David's screen. He has to also just pick up some random loot from these, from the Minotaur, the axe, and then some stuff from Minos' body to actually make all this plot teleportation happen. It's a little contrived, but I suppose it works. Back in the day, we used to sacrifice Gort. He's that green guy that kind of looks like Frankenstein's monster by spamming Frostbite on the dragon, then asking Gort to sacrifice himself, which overrides the trigger to basically make the dragon flee at half health. Or you can just get him down to a sliver and then just give him a quick fireball or force bolt boop in the second phase. But ultimately, these days, it's just better to get a good lineup. It's cleaner, it's faster.
And I'm used to needing Gort alive for 100%.
Yeah, so, good for Gort. He's a nice guy. He can live.
Okay, I think that should do it.
That looks solid, yeah. Textbook,
Nice.
Perfect. We really rely on Frostbite a lot. That dragon is a damage sponge if you don't have Frostbite, so...
Time coming up for
Time's
David.
going to come up.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
pretty
first,
soon.
we dance.
And time.
There we go. He said no, which triggers an extra dialogue, but we don't count that. It's whatever.
I also said I'm not worthy.
We'll slowly turn that into our race tradition. Oh, good
Okay,
stuff.
I'm going to go ahead and reset this game really quick to set up for the any percent race, because that's what we're doing now, right?
We need to
You
be a quick launch.
You need to burn
Luckily.
these save slots because we are going to be leaning on wrong warps again. And if you have lingering saves from earlier runs, those wrong warps can get mucky.
It's mostly that I realized when I go straight into a new game, the encounter rooms I've locked out remain locked out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, the way that the wrong warp works, it's part of the reason why we require a fresh launch of the game is because some state gets preserved when you finish a save or load a save and then start a new game. It's a very weird glitch.
Yeah, so here we are with an any percent run, no rules. Don't worry about any of those rights. Just make an end screen happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if estimate's up yet, but all will become clear.
It's not going to take very long.
No.
Yeah, so...
And this time
I-
we're a thief, not a magic user. Or at least I'm a thief.
Yes, I am a thief as well.
You
I
at least
don't
want
think...
thief skills.
Yes, you need both thief skills, and so that means as a fresh character you need to start as a thief. But I am ready for the any percent race.
Sure. All right.
All right,
Count us
I'll
in.
count you
Lemon.
guys down. All right, 3, 2, 1, hit play, go. All right, once again, we're picking danger. This is going to look familiar. We are going to set up a wrong warp spot just outside of town. Now, right, there's an assassin, killed a king. We don't like that. We're supposed to get rid of him after we complete all the rites.
Room one.
However, we when the assassin is not in use, he just hangs out in a wall just inside town, and you can't hurt him except with nice nifty AoE spells like Frostbite. So we're just going to freeze that portion of wall until he is dead. You can see Rainault is so confident in his AoE skill that he ran off before he even finished freezing. So the assassin is dead, and the game says, oh, well, okay, if the assassin is dead, then I'm going to load up the palace for the next cutscene after the assassin dies, which is Minos getting caught and triggering the raid on Minos' mansion. And then at which point, we could get rid of him, we could take care of the dragon, and that would be a traditional 90% run circa 2023. However, after we learn more about the power of wrong warps, we realize that we can actually avoid that entirely by wrong warping out of Minos's whole mansion screen and just waltzing into an ending screen of our choice. Very little actual anything happens in an any percent run of Quest for Glory 5 now. But one fun quirk that we added, which adds a little bit of excitement in a race. So we saw the ending just now in our all rights run. You go to the palace, you do a little dance, you take the throne, or you don't. Ooh, and Rainault might have this because he got very fortunate RNG on his...
Oh, so did I.
Oh, wow. Okay, David, this is uncanny. Wow.
This
okay,
might come down to the trap.
They both got 1 out of 3 right. Okay, so...
Lie to your miss.
Yeah, this is a block picking trap solving mini game. I think it's cute. Some people don't like it.
1856.
They're using mnemonic devices to actually remember where things are. It's basically a memory game. This is not the palace. This is the Thieves Guild, which is normally just a conventional area in the game, except that thieves...
Ready on time for me? And time.
Time. Thieves have an extra ending screen. They have to become chief thief of Samaria.
Time.
Wow, that was close. You guys both got some solid puzzle solving. I know this is confusing. We didn't become king, but that lady there said you did it. You won. It's good enough for us.
It counts.
It counts.
Yeah. The key is that as soon as you have the conversations in the Hall of Kings after killing the assassin behind the wall, it sets a flag where, it assumes, well, if you're back in the Hall of Kings after that point, then it must be because you've already defeated the dragon. And so we can wrong warp off of the island. And we could go to the Hall of Kings, but Thieves also have a special cutscene in the Thieves Guild that is triggered the same way, where it determines whether or not you become the head of the Thieves Guild. And so if you can enter the Thieves Guild, it again assumes because that flag is set, it must be because the game's over. So let's show you the ending cutscene. And so it's faster to disarm the trap and enter the Thieves Guild than it is to run all the way back to the Hall of Kings one more time.
And you can see David's list of accomplishments on his screen. Pretty sure we've actually only done 2 of those anyway. We didn't even win the contest if you think about it. But, that counts.
But now I said I won.
Yeah, exactly. She says we won. The game is rolling credits. It counts.
I gotta practice Quest for Glory 5 more because, wow, Rainault's execution is unreal.
I've been spending a lot of time in this game, and it's been absolutely delightful for me, just because it was. It's one of those opportunities where it was just fertile ground. There was just a ton of stuff to discover and then figure out how to incorporate into the various categories. It's just been really enjoyable for me. So shout outs to members of our community. Shout out to davidtki for discovering the Soul Yeet. It's just been transformative, and then also all the work that he's done for all of the 100% categories, because he's kind of our 100% runner extraordinaire. Shout out to Lemming for all the stuff that you discovered, most notably the guard aggro, throwing the flame dart in front of the guards. That was a discovery that he made.
No, totally found that out on purpose.
Shout out to Jacobine. Jacobine is our resident glitch hunter. It's like the Skyrunner glitch, for example, was a discovery by him. He finds a lot of useless stuff that is just occasionally really cool and useful. So thanks to him. Shout out to Crow, who has also had experience running this game, and he's proposed a number of route improvements that we've incorporated into the various categories. Miller as well, he was involved in the initial investigations with the Wrong Warp. Ono's for all the work that he's done for the No Wrong Warps category, which also gets incorporated to the other categories. And we've got a great community. Again, if you just love the Quest for Glory games, whether or not you want to speedrun them, we'd love to have you. We're just a bunch of nerds for this series, and so if you like these games too, feel free to just come hang out. And if you want, you can learn how to speedrun the games too. We'd love to teach you. Any other comments from you, David or Lemming?
I think you covered it all. Well, I also want to throw a shout out to Kara Valanche, who regularly organizes community races and is our premier glitchless runner.
Mm-hmm.
Only other thing I'll say is 100% is also an amazing category, and it is technically unfinished because we try to include deeds that shouldn't even theoretically be possible for one class or one playthrough. and we are getting pretty close to a true 100% category, but there are some major hurdles. And if you like these games, we have people who are invested in this even for casual purposes, so you don't even have to come to from this from a go fast mentality. It's just a fun collaborative effort that we like to play around with every now and then.
Yeah, thank you again to Speedromizer for having us. We appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.
Song in my YouTube video, yeah, I'll credit you in that. Nice one.
Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck.
So, that was Quest for Glory. I suppose you could say that it was a glorious run. Thank you. I'm here all week. Thank you. We're going to be taking a short break, so do feel free to get some water or maybe some food if you're hungry. And we'll be right back for the final run of Speedromizer 9 Banjo-Tooie. Don't go away. Unless you do need to go away to get water, in which case you need to do that. But yeah, basically, we'll be right back. And welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed the entire event so far. It has been a blast. I'm just going to say that right now. We've had an incredible Speedromizer, and we are going to finish it off with a bang. Banjo-Tooie. Because it's not Banjo-1e, it's Banjo-Tooie. Put it there. We'll be getting that run ready right now. Just please wait patiently while they confirm that the runner is indeed ready to run. In the meantime, feel free to reflect on this event so far. We've had so many incredible runs. And honestly, it's kind of a shame that it has to end, but all good things must come to an end, as the phrase goes. So, what better way to end it than with a classic Nintendo game, Banjo-Tooie, right? How much have we raised so far, now that I look at it? $2,088, very nice! That is an incredible amount for community. That is, wow. Nice. I know it's supposed to have a professional reaction, but it's astonishing. Thank you all for donating to community. Speaking of donations, it looks like the Yes to Disco is winning with $80. That is a whopping lead in front of No to Disco. Those who like to say yes, you'll be very happy with that, I imagine. But if you said yo, so a combination of yes and no, then you've won either way, because you are on both sides. If Yes to Disco wins, you will learn a Disco Elysium speedrun to sub for Speedromizer 10. That is a good idea. We need to submit as many games with the title of Disco as possible now, confirmed. How many Disco games are there anyway? I know there's Disco Elysium, obviously, but I'm just trying to think of what else there is. Does Forza Disco Horizon count? I mean, I'll make it count if you like, because Forza is awesome. Dead as Disco. So that's 2. And 3 if you count the unofficial Forza title. Oh, okay.